when there shall be seen earthquakes and upwards of the people in the world, verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Even from the beginning. Okay? These prophecies that was spoken about going back over 2,000 years ago, okay? There were some who were set up for this time that we're living in right now. That's why the prophets of old, they didn't understand it, you know, because it wasn't for that time. It's for this time right now, okay?
This is our second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 5. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
Right. Everything has a beginning, everything has an end. But in the kingdom to come, we're going to change that saying, man. Because our world will never end, man. Okay? I forgot who said that. But I think it was off of Black Panther. Yeah, Black Panther said the sun will never not go down on Wakanda, something like that, man. Yeah, man. So our world is not gonna come to an end. The least want what we have, man. Esau, Edom, you'll never get what we have, man. Okay, we're gonna inherit immortality, all right? And we're gonna be the rulers of the planet Earth, and we're gonna discover the whole universe, man, when we get into power. Because that was blessing was set up for us, not you. You got an increment. I wouldn't even say increment, man. You just got the planet Earth, man. That's it. The fatness of it, just the greatest part. You ain't even discovered the whole planet Earth.
Right.
You know? Give us a little bit one more part on that. One verse, maybe.
Second precept when I got precept. This is our second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 6. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs.
Yeah, powerful works, endings, and signs, man. Okay, the tiny technology is a great indicator of the end times, man. World War III is a great indicator of the end times, man. And it's all we hear about in the news, okay? The whole digital ID is being spoken about everywhere, man, on a global scale, okay? You gotta have it to work, man, okay? And in 2026, which is a month away, or less than a month away, shall I say, all right? They're gonna say you need digital ID, okay, in order to participate in the day-to-day life, man. Okay, you had over there, what was that called? Not Thailand. There's another place, not Japanese, but where they stop the bank accounts. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Damn, baby. I think it was Vietnam. Yeah. I think it was Vietnam, man. No, was it? Shit, man. Well, they closed over a whole bunch of, if y'all can pull it up, man. But they closed over like over 300,000 bank accounts, something like that. We got an exact number. But they closed all the bank accounts because their people didn't want to, they wouldn't want to get their biometrics over, man. Okay? They wanted to get their, you got it?
Look at that, Vietnam? Was it Vietnam?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I got some, hold on.
You're right. Vietnam, man. Okay, you go ahead.
This is according to www.palmsuregroup.com. The State Bank of Vietnam has deactivated over 86 million bank accounts.
Yeah. And that's because they want to get information over. Okay, they want to get information over, and that right there, right? That right there was a sign of rebellion, man. The youth, they don't want that shit, man. They're gonna push you people back into the corner where you're gonna have to do it, man. You're gonna say, listen, I gotta eat, I gotta work. So you people gonna give into it, man. That's right. You know?
And that's the forced famine he's gonna approach people with.
Yeah.
Right? You can see it now in the stores. There's barely any items on the shelves, man. And it's gonna get worse and worse. And before you know it, you're gonna be forced to take the MOTV just to eat. You know, just to feed your family. That's gonna be your excuse.
Remember that article? They had the audacity to have Snopes
check your website, go out and try to disclaim it. But from the World Economic Forum, the WEF, all right, they were talking about the CBDCs, the central bank digital currencies, and whosoever didn't comply with it would pretty much not be allowed to buy and sell, man. You know, that's going into that tiny technology, because all roads lead to the chip, man. You see? And so that's what's on the horizon. That's what's coming, man. Everybody knows it. Go ahead, huh?
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 7. And every one that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed.
It's going to take both of them together, man. You know, it's not going to be one without the other. It's going to take your faith and your works whereby you have believed, right? Because if you believe, you therefore speak. Like the scriptures say, you got to come out and make your body a living sacrifice, man. And that's why we out here. You know, week in, week out, in season, out of season, man. We out here proclaiming the words of YAHAWASHI, you know that the day of the Lord is near. All right, the signs are here, the prophets are here. We was just out here Tuesday, right? Going into the same message, man. You got the sign of the prophet Jonas, you got the prophets out here. You got the prophecies that's coming to pass. Brothers talking about the sea hip. Esau being exposed, there's countless lessons going in about everything, man.
You know, that word believe is an action word. It's a verb. So you're not going to just say you believe and you're not putting forth action, man. And it's got to be the correct action, you know?
This is Isaiah from the top? Okay. You want from the top, right?
Yeah.
All right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Right, and it's funny because Canada, they just had an agreement with the EU, man. All right, and I believe it's called SAFE, all right, which stands for Security Action for Europe. All right, and what that SAFE agreement is basically it's a defense financial program for it's meant for EU members only. All right, but Canada is the first non-EU member to join it, man, because the U.S. and Canada, they have a trade of weapons, man. Canada buys weapons from the U.S., all right? But Canada said, F you, because you want to tariff us. Ain't nobody about to pay that extra shit, man. So they went over to the EU, and now they buy weapons from them. So now that's a deeper cut into the economy, man, because that was some cash cow stuff, man. All right, but now we ain't got that, man. So this place Babylon is losing on all levels, man.
Yeah, that's what it means to come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. All right, it's going to be in a state of confusion and perplexity, because perplexity goes into two things: one, to be left wanting, without resources,
yes,
but also to be confused and not knowing which way to turn. Okay, and that's what this condition of America is going to be soon come, man. It says, sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. Right, the ancient Magi who practiced sorcery and witchcraft, man.
Right.
Hey, I was doing some research about that. I've been asking others about it. And you'll be surprised, you know, a lot of it goes to the symbolism of these cars. I know Saturn is one of them for the Saturnalia worship and all the rings and things like that. But the Mazda logo go back into this the Chaldeans and the Magi and stuff like that. It goes back to it, man. The Mazda God that they worship. Okay, you know, there's a lot of information. I have to probably do like a separate lesson on this somewhere.
Or to add to as well, like the wicked also lets you know who the magi are too as well. Because when you go into the word wicked, the root word is wicca, which means wizard. Right? So when you apply, when the Lord said he gave the earth into the hand of the wicked, which is Esau and Edom, that plies into them being the wizard too as well on the earth, man. You know, just to back up their
That's what the KKK part of said, Grand Wizard. The top KKK dude is known as the Grand Wizard.
This is more than Isaiah 47. It says, continuing on, Isaiah 47 and 1, again it says, there is no throne, no daughters of Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Right, man, this place is looked at as the place to want to be, man. You know, morally, this place is having a downward turn. All right, economically, you know, this place isn't the place that people want to seek to flock to, man.
Well, Americans, they want to leave this place out.
Yeah, they do. They say America's ghetto. All right, if people try to get their green cards, they want to seek to leave Babylon the Great because of the stigma that's associated with it, man.
It's funny that you said ghetto, right?
Yeah.
They always talk about, you know, they are people ghetto. So when you look at that word up in the dictionary, it says a concentration of Jews. So, come on, bro. He's gonna tell it on himself, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, people, just like you said, no more tender and delicate. The nations don't want to do trade with this place no more. All right. The people, the civilians, they dislike this place, man. They don't even recognize this no more, man. Okay, you got so many Americans saying like, it's so many. I want to move to a whole different place of the world, and rather be here because the cost of living is ridiculously high, and ultimately the leaders don't give a fuck about us, man. You know.
That's why it's going. What's that? Second Ezra 15. That's why it's going to be a great insurrection, right? An overthrow of the government. They're not going to regard their kings or their princes like the scripture says, man. You know.
Yep. Continuing on, it's Isaiah 47 and 2. It says, "Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover the locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers." So like I said, take the millstones and grind meal. That's an ancient custom of job, in which you would grind things at the mill into a fine powdery substance, man. That's why GMS is known as a great millstone. All right, all these other doctrines, they come to the truth and they get ground to powder, man. They get debunked, they get cut every which way. They get turned every which way but loose, man. See, because we're not here to speak our own opinions and our own words, but rather the doctrine, the 100% unadulterated truth of the scriptures of the Bible, man.
Right.
See, we're not adding to the scriptures what I think and I feel. You know, it's what the scriptures say, and just going through it. Each semicolon, comma, you know, we stop, have a pause, and we expound on it, man. And when I was looking up about the Chaldeans, we were talking about they going to the Magians, right? And when you look it up in the, when you look up Magi in Wikipedia, you're gonna, if you look thoroughly enough into it, you're gonna come across the term of Zoroastrianism. Brother, remember I brought this up a minute ago about Zoroastrianism. You know, you're gonna come across that term. I'm not trying to, you know, switch the subject too much, but I'm saying that you're gonna come across that term Zoroastrianism. And then that's where you're going to get that same deity that they worship dealing with the Mazda, the car manufacturer. You're going to get that from there, man. You know, I'm about to find the name. Forgive me. All right. But I wanted to continue on this Isaiah 47 as I'm looking it up. It says, "Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover the locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the river." So what is that talking about? You passing over rivers, you know, you tend to hold your britches up. You see what I'm saying? It's representing him being exposed. You see, he's exposing himself, making himself bare. You see? Now the scriptures say that he's been made bare. He's been exposed, man. You know? It says, verse 3, "Thy nakedness shall be uncovered." That's the point. Your nakedness, everything you're doing in wickedness and in the dark is coming to the light. It says, "Yeah, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man." The Lord is going to take vengeance on this place, Babylon the Great. You Edomites, man. For all of your witchcraft, like the brothers is going into Wicca for the wicked, right? Going into what? You know, his what is it? The male version of a witch, a warlock, man. Witches and warlocks, right? Because that's what all this shit going to anyway. Go ahead, grab what you brothers got while I look this up. That's what it is. Introducing him, Ahura Mazda, the wise Lord. And said, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 15. Well, I'm gonna start at 14 just to back up what I brought out, because we don't just quote them, we bring them out too. You know what I'm saying? This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 14. "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." And this is what the elder is going into, man. This is what we're going into, how destruction is coming to this place, right? The world of the wicked, and all you who love the wicked.
Yes.
In verse 15 it says, "For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh," right? "And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands."
Oh yeah. You got a lot of people, they can't wait to get their hands on these ICE agents, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they looking like, hold up, you ain't even a part of the government, you ain't take an oath to defend this place, you just a motherfucker like me, all right, looking to split apart families, all right, and get your hands dirty, man. You know, for a quick buck, man. You like a mercenary, basically, man. You know, so the officials or the leaders of this country, America, all right, they're gonna be sought after, man, and people will look to unalive them. You know?
That's a beautiful point. Going into the different class wars.
Yep.
Right? You know, it's gonna be, of course, race soldiers and things like that. But it's really gonna be different class wars, the poor versus the rich. Okay? Because that's all you have now. There's really no middle class. It's just you either poor or you rich now, man.
Can I bring this little bit of information again? I just wanted to bring out some clarity on the topic I was mentioning. This term right here is called Ahura Mazda. Is the supreme wise creator, God or deity, right, of Zoroastrianism. It says, while Magians or Magi were the ancient Persian priestly class who adopted and administered the teachings centered on Ahura Mazda, becoming key figures in the religion, performing rituals, interpreting omens, and leading religious life, essentially serving as the religious authority for the faith. The term Magian also refers to Mazdaism. The religion focused on Ahura Mazda specifically during the Achaemenid and Sasanian empires, man. And that Achaemenid Empire, from my understanding, they go back to is it Cyrus during that time?
Yes,
of Cyrus?
Cyrus.
I want to say Cyrus the Great dealing with the Persian kings, man. And then we're going to Daniel 11, man. You know, so that was one of the customs that they were following back then. That's just, again, one of their many forms of witchcraft, man. You see what I'm saying? That they do the same shit today.
And George Washington was amazing.
See? George Washington, like you said, wasn't a lot enough for so-called former founding fathers were, man. And that's why the layout, the geography of the U.S. in certain areas and cities, brothers familiar with, especially like D.C., you know, it's big ass, like you said, pentagram. You know, it from an aerial point of view, it shows different, you know, symbolism, owl, you know, Pentagon. Go ahead.
But this
that show how deep rooted the wickedness is in Babylon the Great, even down to like you said, masonry, big mason, because that's a skill, that's a laborer. Down 310, you know, that's a union you can go and do what's known as mason tendon. You see what I'm saying? In carpentry, man. All of that goes hand to hand, but going even into their wickedness, they even have it rooted in their infrastructure, man. Even in their infrastructure, they have their wickedness deeply rooted in it, man. That's why the scriptures say what? I have seen the wicked spreading themselves like a green bay tree, man. You see? Go ahead, brother.
You know, that links up with in First Maccabees how wickedness grew upon the earth too as well. You know, when Alexander died and the kingdom was split to his generals, you know, too as well.
Yeah, if you look up a Green Bay tree, Salakia, when you look up a Green Bay tree, see a Green Bay tree, it's when they say it's spread, but it also is thick. So it's also thick, and it don't just, you know, so you can have something that spreads thin, but it's a thick, it's a lot of leaves involved, thickness to it. So this nigga has thick darkness, great darkness on the earth, man.
Right. And it likes to spread and cover, you know, ground. You know what I'm saying? It don't just stay, like, you know, some trees will take up a certain amount of space. The green bay tree is alive and they like to cover as much ground as possible. You know? This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You see? So, hey, this is what's going to happen, man. This is why you see a lot of hatred being boiled up for Donald Trump. Right? They try to assassinate him already, man. You know? And guess what? It's going to only ramp up even more and more. Invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. This is going to be a dark time, man.
When you go into that in the GNTA, it's going to tell you about political turmoil. Political turmoil, which is another reason why you have division. And the scriptures say, think not that I come to send peace. He said, I come not to send peace, but rather division, man. And division is what you see this country is suffering from, man. On a multitude of different levels, even dealing with the immigration. That's a big talking point, whether or not you should be able to allow, especially if they were born here, because Trump was trying to reverse the whole birthright citizenship of if you were born here, even if you weren't here for at least 10 years minimum, that, you know, you have to go through the whole process all over. And so that got the country divided, dealing with the immigration crisis, man. Let alone, you know, dealing with the whether or not he should get a third term. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
See, that immigration thing was a trap. issue out the next phases of the digital system too, because the brothers mentioned the UK, that was one of the main things that they was harping on to issue out that digital ID, was the fact that immigration was so bad, that the invading of the country from foreign citizens. You know, so now you need to keep track of actually who's coming in, who's going out, who actually is born here, who's a Canadian or who's an American.
Right. That's a beautiful point right there. I was just thinking, what's going to make you a true American is when you take that MOTV.
Right.
Right. That's what's going to separate you from you know, being a nobody and being an American. You even had in the movie Civil War, they asked the question, what type of American are you? You know? So you're going to, even in the movie, it's showing you how they're showing division amongst the American demographic, man.
And you see, too, they want to make sure they know, it's like, I'll put you both on that. They want to make sure there's no fraud. Because they saying with the digital currency, you guys, your biometric features, you know what I'm saying? It has your identity that way, so that's more of verification of it, man. Rather than paper, they can take it or, you know, do some type of fraud shit with it, you know?
Yeah, a digital footprint.
No, that's the spirit, because going back to that talking point you mentioned about Vietnam, right? I had this little excerpt, I can read it, because you mentioned fraud. All right, it says, real quick, AI overview. It says, while news reports mention Vietnam's central bank deactivating over 86 million accounts in September of 2025 for security, it says KYC, know your customer, cleanup. It says it's a massive effort to verify identities, leading to account suspensions and closures for unverified individuals, impacting many, but aimed at curbing fraud, not just a small number. So like you said, for no reason, man. In order for them to try to do so, like you said, they want a certain level of identity verification and tracking. You see? And so therefore, they're going to, like you said, try to monitor all your spending. It's going to be on a blockchain type of system, meaning everything is documented. You know, follow the paper trail. They'll be able to see every transaction that takes place. There'll never be a private transaction that goes on that's unnoticed, so to speak, man. Under the table, that's not taxed. You see? Go ahead, bro. Or you know, you might do like the beloved elder apostles give an example. You might be a backyard mechanic, and you can change brakes. And you'll change brakes, and they'll pay you under the table, but that's not documented. And you get paid on Cash App. You might get paid on Cash App, or you might get paid in cash that's not documented. It's just the money traveling from one hand to the next. He's trying to stop all of that.
That is extreme greed right there.
There you go.
God
There
damn.
you go. Hey, the scriptures say in 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, that he sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is the Most High. He wants to play and portray as the Most High, the son of perdition. Yeah, he wants to surveil everything, man. He wants to be all-knowing, as if he's the supreme, the Almighty, man. And he's not.
This is Isaiah 19:2 in the GNTA. The Lord says, I will stir up civil war in Egypt and turn brother against brother and neighbor against neighbor. Rival cities will fight each other and rival kings will struggle for power. And they're pushing this. That covers a lot of everything we just mentioned, from civil war down to the technology, because 144 because they're using the technology. It's a technology war, right? If that makes sense. It's a technocracy war, right? Between countries, right? Because the next phase is who has the highest potency of technology. You see, that's why Trump's saying what he's saying about China and, you know, Putin. Hey, don't get it twisted. Even though Putin is at war, that nigga still got a digital He still got a digital infrastructure set up. He still got a digital currency set up. Right? Look it up. He still got the digital setup happening in Russia, man. It says, I am going to frustrate the plans of the Egyptians and destroy their morale. I think I was shy mentioning about the morale.
Yeah.
They said the Lord's going to frustrate.
You keep having like low down shit happening. By low down, I think of sexual immorality, dealing with like elderly and younger individuals, in particular in like school systems. You know, in different school systems, keep having issues of like in this society they'll deem them underage They could be 14, but they with a 26-year-old or a 30-year-old, something like that. You know, sexual immorality. But that's just one facet. You know, morale goes to like your mental, you know, and the things that like your wit, you know, how can I put it? Pretty much like, you know, low morals, like the energy, the customs, everything, man, is low vibrational, as one would say.
Yeah, it says
You can see that on social media.
Yeah.
Right, they showing you exactly how the state of America.
Some of the things I see, even dealing with women, they call it fatherless activities. It's like low vibrational shit, man.
Yep.
Shit that if they had 2-parent household, they wouldn't do it. Typically, if they love their children, man. You know, low morals, man. Twerking on headlights, all right?
Raves.
Niggas being YNs and, you know, demons and shit. Niggas glorifying being demons and savages. You know, that's low morality, man. You see, a nigga is a product of Esau. Because he's the first and original nigga, man. And he pushes that mentality on the masses of the people to be just like that, especially dealing with the rap music. That's why you got the whole drill scene and shit like that, man. You know, because he pushed that. Go ahead, huh?
yeah, and that morale, the word
Models of
morale,
music being brought low.
that word morale says a collective. That says to refer to collective emotional state, enthusiasm, confidence, a spirit or a group or individual, especially facing challenges and pursuing down
Read
the
it
road.
again.
It says for morale refers to the collective emotional state, enthusiasm, confidence, the spirit of a group or individual, especially when facing challenges or pursuing a goal like in a team or a military setting. So yeah, the Lord is destroying the whole confidence of Babylon, man. You know, everybody put their hope and faith in Babylon. But you see what it's saying in Ezekiel 29 and as well as in Isaiah, when you put your confidence in Babylon, it pierces you, it bruises you, it wounds you. You know what I'm saying? And to the point that it's incurable. You know what I'm saying? And Esau can't give you the aid. That's what it comes to. Revelation 13, 2 horns like a lamb, speak as a dragon. When you go into that word horn, it says a valiant helper. This nigga is coming as an aider, a helper, bro. That's what his technology is promoted. It gives you life. You know what I'm saying? It gives you a vision again. It lets you hear again. You walk. Those are miracles that YAHWASHI did, man.
Superpower.
Superpower.
In Isaiah 30, and I believe it's verse 7, it tells you about the Egyptians and that their help is in vain, that their strength is to sit still. So they're not really going to be of a benefit or a help or support to you like you think they are.
Right.
No.
They're really going to be the opposite. The scripture says if he doeth any good, he doeth that willingly, and at the end he shall declare his wickedness. Yeah. So in the end it's going to be shown that, you know, his whole MO is to deceive you into taking the tiny technology, which one seals your it seals your fate in regards to judgment for the missiles, the destruction, but also, you know, it's like it's a mentality of if I'm going down, I'm gonna bring you down with me, you know, and deceiving you, like it says in Revelation, he deceived those with those miracles.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Well, Revelation 19 and 20, if you can grab it real quick. Revelation 19 and 20.
I got the Isaiah too.
And scripture tell you about how
one second, my bad.
it's like my boy.
No, go ahead.
How smooth his words were.
This is Revelation chapter 19, verse 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him.
That's that Roman Catholic Church.
That's it.
That's the Roman Catholic Church. The beast, that's the false prophet. The beast is this conglomerate of nations, which America's is the whore that sitteth upon the beast, man. She's the one that spearheaded the beast.
Yeah.
She like a horse and its rider, and you got a saddle, you know, you can turn it whichever way you want. You know, that's what it is, man. Liken them too.
Yeah.
It says, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast.
See? They were deceived.
Yeah.
You know, go ahead.
And them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone.
What you'll find a lot about this devil is that, and they said that the judgment was that they shall be burned, all right, in a lake of fire with brimstone, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the judgment, right, for taking that chip, all right? But you'll find a lot about this devil pursuing Revelation 20. The next chapter, it talks about after that 1,000 years, he shall go out to deceive the nations. And it had me in the spirit yesterday as I was doing the lesson, 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. They go into, and with all deceivableness and unrighteousness in them that perish.
Yeah.
Because they receive not the love of the truth, man, that they might be saved.
Yeah.
So Esau, he's that deceiver. The scripture said that the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not. The God of this world is Esau Edom, the so-called white man today. And he's the one that deceived the master is going to deceive people into taking that chip.
That's right.
Because that's what he wants to do. He want to get rid of the petrodollar, the greenback dollar, and he wants to push for a digital chip, man, that you're going to have in your hand, and you're going to swipe your hand in order to make transactions or to get access to gain entry.
That's right.
Then what do you say? Like I put my phone call earlier.
Well, when they come back to
They did that with the when the Slam Slimming first hit in 2020. They pushed the format of that with the URL. I say URL. What is it? QR codes.
QR code, yeah.
Now I haven't seen URL for a long time. QR codes. QR codes. You know, they said you couldn't go to movie theaters.
Yeah.
You couldn't go to coffee shops. You couldn't go to your favorite teas, whatever.
Can't come to the store.
Come to the store. You couldn't buy or sell unless you had this QR code. So how much more the tiny technology? That was a precursor to what's coming, man.
Which 2026 is going to mark that last year for empire to expire. That's an expiration year right there, man. So this 2026 is going to be a big year, man, and it could possibly be a year we get up out of here. We do know the Lord's going to turn up that heat, man. He's going to turn that knob up, man. You know what I'm saying?
We only 3 weeks out, a little bit less than 3 weeks away from that so-called new year. We're going to see what this year going to get coined.
Boy.
See what term or a slogan this is going to be for 2026, man, because we're close. The Lord said what? That he shortened the days for the elect's sake, man.
Yeah.
Look how quick this year went by. Look how quick the weeks go by.
Shit.
It's already Friday tomorrow.
Bro.
You see what I'm saying? This week is over. It's about to be camp again.
Yeah.
And we might have to go right back to camp Saturday.
Look,
See?
look.
Prophecy is speeding up, man. Things aren't slowing down, they're speeding up. You holding something?
I got something.
Go ahead.
This Revelation chapter 13, and I'm gonna start at verse 14. It says, and deceiving them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. And that's the miracles that we was talking about, right? Like, one of the miracles with the neural link, right? They give you, now you're able to communicate properly. Now you're able, the people who couldn't walk, now you're able to walk.
Right.
Things like that. Those are the miracles that they're going to deceive you by. Telling you, hey, you can walk now, take the MOTB. You can move your limbs now, take it.
There was something you mentioned at the last Friday sit-down that we had about that having that miracle, that word miracle having the same definition as the word signs. In 2 Thessalonians, when you look it up, they talk about signs and lying wonders, and it goes to transcending the common course of nature. Because to be able to go from being a paraplegic to being able to walk again is a miracle. To rain down fire from heaven like they've never seen before is a miracle, man. Something that's otherworldly, so to speak, man. You see? And that's what he's about to do. He's about to push that chip and dress it up as convenience, man. Which is going to be a deceptive tactic, which a lot of people, they love technology. Tech gurus and shit, they love technology, so they want to keep up with the Jones. People want to go out their way to get it themselves, man. You see how niggas camp out for a video game system when they first drop? Or a new phone release?
He's going to make it, because he got Elon Musk, he's going to make it where, like, you can get an instant download of information. That's what your Neuralink is. And with the chip, like those mentioned that movie Upgrade, right? He's going to make it where everybody got the chip, they can get instant information, so you're going to be too stupid to be able to operate with such, people, man.
Real talk, bro, because they, Salaki's fun. They had a video, this dude was sitting in the chair, bro, he couldn't fucking talk or nothing, older dude, and everything in his house was on the grid, so, like, he had a dog, so in his mind, he was telling the machine to feed the dog, and it opened the thing, and dog food came out. So, like, everything, play music. He wanted to hear music. He thought it in his mind, because his mind, he had the chip in his brain, and he said, yo, play music, and the music record player came in. So, this is Esau's form of the kingdom of heaven. You see, like, immortality, that's what the chip, C-HIP is supposed to provide, some form of where you can download your DNA to the database and you can live forever into the database, and you know what I'm saying? These are things that we're going to accomplish in the kingdom of heaven when the kingdom is here. A new body, virgin man with machine.
He desires immortality, but he can't achieve it.
He can't achieve it.
That's one thing that because he's not the most high, so he can't achieve it, man.
That's right.
That's the transhumanism
That's right,
that Esau goes into, man. You know? Oh, yeah. What I was to say, yeah, that's the transhumanism, right? They think that they can save your conscience and transfer it into another body. All right? But that's not gonna work, man. All right?
You know why that's not gonna work out if I can add? Because this body is wrapped up in sin. He's trying to merge this body with a new body. The Lord not even doing that. The Lord is going to change our body completely. So he's trying to merge the current body that we have that's wrapped up in sin with the technology body. It's not going to work. Just off that concept alone. Because the Lord told us this body is defiled. You see? But that's the deceiver for you, right?
It says, continuing on, saying to them, Revelation chapter 13 and 14, continuing on, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. So Christians, what is that talking about? You know?
Yeah. That image is a reflection, okay, of, like you said, of the beast, right? That was wounded unto death and did live. The fourth beast, which is the pagan Roman Empire. The America is the reflection, the mirrored image, which is why we call it Rome revitalized, or the second leg of Rome. All right, it literally has the same Senate. Okay, it has the same holidays. Hey, even niggas call it being romantic. When you courting a woman, you gotta be romantic, chivalry and shit like that, right? I always tell motherfuckers, I'm like, I'm not fucking Roman, bro. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be romantic. I'm not fucking Roman, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Roman numerals, okay? But dealing with the presidents and everything, man. It's the same shit, man. A lot of the customs go back to Rome. Saturnalia worship. You know, the Lupercalia, which is Valentine's Day. You know, all of the the commands for that too. Which even go before that, but man. You know, they had their own calendar too. But yeah, man, it's the same image that was perpetuated in Rome that's being mirrored here. But America supersedes when it comes to like the wickedness of Rome, because it's a conglomeration of all the empires in one. Spiritual Sodom, Egypt, okay, Rome, okay, Nineveh, and more. You see? And so this place is destined to be destroyed, man. This is the land of confusion. Babylon the Great. What was you reading?
Yeah, I got some more on this. Then also it said, and did live. So it was revitalized during the rebirth period or the Renaissance period, right? And it began in Spain, right? So their revitalized period began in Spain. We had Christopher Columbus, you know what I'm saying, coming over to the New Worlds and things like that, you know? So it shows you throughout history how the Bible is authentic, it's accurate, okay?
Yeah. The history lines up with the Bible, man. We were just going into Daniel 11th chapter with the 6 Syrian wars, you know, and it all makes sense. Even dealing with Antiochus III the Great, you know, and the time that he was held hostage at Rome, which we're about to cover next, you know, next week, Lord willing. All of that makes sense. It lines up with history. Hey, watch that camera.
Good catch, bro. Good catch. Here's a light indeed, brother.
See, I wonder if it had a hook at the bottom. I wanted to
put it right here.
I was thinking about like this. Yeah, we can try that too.
Yeah, so
we can try that too. I was gonna put it this way too. And see if this will hold it down. So I'm trying to at least maybe if it don't blow. If as long as it don't blow a certain way. If it does, it'll whatever.
Yeah, and the history too as well. When it goes into Antiochus Epiphanes the Fourth, you can read about too as well how he set up Ptolemy Macron, I believe, something like that, in 2nd Maccabees chapter 6. When they forced us to, follow their ways and their laws and things like that and turn away from our heritage, man. You see? So the point is, the Bible is authentic and it actually it speaks about these historical events before they even happen. You see, before, like the Daniel 11 was prophesied, years before those events actually took place, because Daniel was in the Babylonian captivity. And at the beginning, I believe, of the Assyrian captivity. You see? So those are the timelines between Daniel, and he prophesied the events in Daniel chapter 11 that happened under the Greeks. You see? So it shows you how the prophets get down, man. It shows you how the Bible get down. Daniel prophesied the events that took place under the Greeks in Daniel chapter 11.
Scripture say that in the roughly paraphrase to help me out. He said that he shall speak at the end in the last days. How it go? You know what I'm talking about? Is it Daniel 12? Y'all better know what precept I'm talking about. I'm butchering it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Same with like Job, you mentioned, I believe, about Job as well. If you know what I'm talking about, grab.
Yeah, here it is. I think. Yes, they shall stand in the light of their days. That
There
one.
you go. That's one of them, and then it's the other one I'm thinking of. I think it's Job. But go ahead.
This is Daniel chapter 12 and verse 13. But go thou thy way to the end be,
There you go.
for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the day.
That's the one. That's it right there. That shall stand in thy lot at the end of the day. So a lot of things that was prophesied, like the scriptures tell us, man. It was the things written aforetime were written for our learning, for the time that we're living in now, man.
Yes.
You know, because a lot of the prophets, they didn't understand fully. Ezra didn't understand fully. A lot of prophets fell ill or sick when they received certain visions and things like that. You know, and it had to be interpreted to them. The angel had to break it down to them, but it was really for us in these times to have that understanding now. You see?
Like example, like Ezra or Ezra. You know, this is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
That's what we were just listening about that image, like how it's speaking. It was politics, movies, romance flicks, everything you see in America is how the beast is speaking. From food, shit, fast food restaurants was in Rome. That's how Rome is speaking. And it says it should be killed. One of the key things in that verse, because that's what's going to happen to the believers. A lot of people that don't believe is also going to partake in that, but mainly the believers are going to that word. The root word is apo, which means to be separated from the whole. The whole is society. Not being able to move in society, being pilgrims on the earth, not being able to go buy food and
that's
groceries.
That's where faith is going to have to step in.
There you go, bro.
You know, when you're not able to go and, like you say, buy and sell because you're ostracized from society.
And we haven't resisted to blood yet.
Right.
You know, when it gets to that point, that's how scriptures tell you, then shall you be known who my elect is, man.
Right.
Okay, that's the real ride or doubters, man. Because you can say what you wouldn't do until you're actually in that position.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
a different story, man. It's a different story. So the Lord is going to test what you already know who's gonna make it.
Right.
You don't think you really think he didn't know YAHAWASHI, you know what I'm saying, was gonna, handle all his business.
They got a saying in the world, time to tell.
Yeah.
You know, because only God knows really who's gonna truly, resist Satan to the end, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, time to tell, because you know what I'm saying, you can say anything right now.
Yeah.
Talk is cheap.
Talk is cheap. Actions speak louder than words. There we go. So we have to see, man. And like I said, that World Economic Magazine explains a lot, man. They speak about the bring noise, man. Okay? And these people, they still think shit's a game, right? They really think that it's going to be some type of change. Every time a president election comes, you people think they're going to change some shit, man. No, man, they dudes going to keep lying to you, all right, just to win you over, and then they go set you up for the double whammy, man. The okie doke, man.
Insanity.
And these people are ripe for the picking, because just like during the C-19, they were willing to give themselves over for a donut, for a free meal, chicken, okay, a discount here, that, the other. All right, I don't care what's in it. I take it, roll up the sleeves up movement. You know, see, people quick to forget these things, man. These niggas will sell themselves for cheap, for nothing. So these people are going to willingly give themselves over during this next major event, which is soon to come, man, because it's here.
Oh, look how many people are selling their soul for brand deals, for record deals and all that stuff. And you know exactly what the last dude, the rappers and shit like that, they talking, they telling other people and stuff. He tell you what you gotta do to get that money, and them niggas still went for it, and they actually consider their mind, you know what, I still want that shit, man. Nigga, you deserve missiles, bro.
Same with these women with the porta potties. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So with First Maccabees as well, you had wicked men who sought to go make the covenant with the heathen. So those same people who were back then are here today, man.
You same wicked ass Israelites that's making a covenant with the heathen, you think it's gonna be easier with them. The Lord is gonna destroy your ass, man. You the same people who wanted to go back to Egypt. You see? So guess what, man? You know, that's why the Lord is delivering the elect in this time, because you 2/3, you the same people that constantly complain over and over again every time he delivered us.
Right.
You know, so y'all ass gotta go now. That's the difference with this deliverance. He's not delivering the whole nation this time. It's only the elect, you know, those that sigh and cry for the things that's happening in this earth, that's happening to our people that truly care. You know?
I got a quick one real quick. This is Sirach 27 in the GNTA.
2 more minutes.
Sirach 27 in the GNTA. Good News Translation. Many people have sinned. Yeah, this verse 1. It says, many people have sinned while looking for a prophet. If you want to be rich, you have to keep blinders on your eyes. So that's
go ahead, bro. Yeah, so you gotta keep blinders on your eyes. You can't tell the truth, right? When you look at something wickedness happening, you gotta act like you got blinders on, right? You gotta act like, you know, you don't see it. You gotta be a part of it, man. You know, it's like a horse with a horse. If the horse don't got blinders on, you know, it's gonna be able to see everything out of its peripheral. So you gotta keep blinders on a horse, just like you gotta keep blinders on to be in this wicked kingdom, man.
Right. That's why I said many have sinned looking for a prophet. Because that's in order to profit in this world, you have to sin. You have to do something against the spiritual morale, right? And so you can understand the spiritual makeup that makes us righteous and human. And so you can understand, right? You got to go against that in order to prosper in this society, man. So how much more when they're faced with the tiny technology? That's why I say he calls them all. Everybody gonna comply with it.
You got that.
One more verse. It is hard to remove a peg that is stuck between 2 stones of a house. And it is just as hard to remove dishonesty from buying and selling. So this whole system, this new digital system, is wrapped around what? Dishonesty.
Yes.
That's what it's wrapped around, not honesty.
Hey, you know what proves that? The sports, even because you know the mirth is gone, right?
Yeah.
Even the mirth surrounding sports, because you got die-hard fucking sports fans, right? People, they like, man, it's not even the same since sports betting entered. And all the fraud circling sports betting, because that scripture, you read it in a different translation. That's the same scripture that tells you that as a nail sticking between, the joint, paraphrasing, so do sins stick between buying and selling, man. And there's a lot of which, go ahead, brother.
Didn't that nigga Chauncey Billups get caught?
He did,
Yep.
he did. Multi-millionaire. He already a coach, a multi-millionaire. And then once he went down, there was like a bunch of other, like the whole, the whole infrastructure, going down.
Jason, Terry Rozier. Terry Rozier,
Terry Rozier. I seen him through several games too as well. But this is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, and he calls it all. He calls it all.
That's it.
Both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond.
You know what that would be? That would be the equivalent of the word world in the oikomene sense. When he says he calls it all and he expounds on the rich and poor, free and bond. That's what that's in the comparison would be the whole world. The whole definition of the word world, but in the oikomene sense, the whole habitable earth.
It's Revelation 13 and 16, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now this is not the same mark that's written in what's that, Isaiah? Is that Isaiah or Ezekiel?
It's Ezekiel 9.
Yes, Ezekiel 9. Yep. It's 2 different marks. The mark here is a charagma.
Right.
You see? So it's a different word.
There's a couple different marks in there too. Revelation, so like in Romans 16 and 17. And then you got the scripture that says, "Mark the perfect man." They're similar, but like you said, it's a difference, man.
Right.
That's the word charagma in the Greek. What you want to say?
I was gonna say this, and then and Jake always say we don't precept it. When you go into the Hebrew, it's quite quiet. That's for the Hebrew word mark is quite quiet in the Hebrew, right? So that's the Hebrew way to say it, and in the Greek way to say it's charagma. It's the same. It's dealing with what it was. It's dealing with an incision.
Right, and that's the root word of that, which is karat.
Right.
You see, which means
sex.
to cut.
Yep. You sex. Where you get sex from, the cut.
And the root word of that is graphos.
Yep.
Hey, and somebody said on the comment board,
why live stream and you're not interacting with the people? Hey, it's for you to learn, man. Right now we camping, we teaching. You see what I'm saying? It's somebody, you know what I'm saying? Hey, right now it's time for you to just listen and take notes, man.
Y'all niggas not outside. See, that's the thing. If we was to pan the camera around, everybody in the fucking cars. Y'all scared to come out and deal with the elements, man.
It's cold.
We outside. Y'all ain't outside. We outside.
Right. This Revelation chapter 13, verse 17. Just take notes and listen, man. You see, if you're not posting a precept, then shut the fuck up.
Right.
They said all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. Even the niggas in the jail system, right? Like the prison system, they're gonna be faced with ultimatums to get out and whatever, however they come with it. Free law, short sentence, and you know what I'm saying? You got 10 years, you can take, you got 5 or 2, take your seat here, comply, all this. Right, they gonna come with all type of ways, bro. Trust and believe they gonna come with all type of ways. All great, rich and poor. I mean, the rich nigga down to the poor people, man. Right. Which would be us.
Quick one. Romans 16 and 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. So that's the definition. That's the other mark right there. That's another one right there, man. You know what I'm saying? Mark them which cause division. You know, because you can easily just, like scripture talk about, keep thy foot when I go to the house of the Most High God, man. You know, be quiet, man. All right, go ahead, Jay.
One more on this, and then you got it. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the number of the beast, or the number of his name. You see? So, hey, you're not going to be able to go and get some bread or go and get some food without having this mark. All right?
They already have like guardrails and shit, like gates where you enter, where you're going to have to scan your shit, scan your hand, and whatnot, or you digital ID before the mark actually comes. You ain't gonna be able to come in there, man. Yeah. So they cut people off.
I posted a video on like a short on YouTube, like probably a couple months ago about they started that in Manhattan, in New York. They got a store where you can't even get in unless you gotta pay to get in. You know what I'm saying? So they've already starting to cut, even Amazon Go, shit like that. It's like certain stores you got set up that's already set up for the system. They got their cameras on the grocery aisle, you know what I'm saying, where the frozen section is and shit. They locking all the toiletries up and shit. You can't even just get deodorant and soap no more. You gotta go call a nigga from the front. They got all these things set up, man. They got the stations in the Walmart where you can just move the fucking aisles and shit. They already got everything set up, bro. It's just a matter of time when this devil's about to push the button, bro. You see?
Even with more stores, like even Aldi's got it too, like a lot of Aldi's. Right. They got the self-kiosk. And you can't even use cash with it. It's only card.
And they got the last point. And they got the carts now. They got the actual shopping carts with the technology on the carts where you could just scan it and you could just go shop and walk right out that bitch, bro. They
like
got
whatever you pick up, like Amazon Go, it just automatically deducts from your, you know what I'm saying, it deducts from your account and put it back, it adds it back to your balance.
Digital wallet.
This is Revelations 3 and 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And that hour of temptation is that MOTB being mandatory across the whole earth, man, of the word earth. And here is the Greek word oikumene, which means of the actual earth. You know, the actual world, man. This is going to be a worldwide thing. And that's why it's like a time for it to happen, man. This is a worldwide event, you know. So things will be put in place, but as we see time and the technology is developing every day, man, with the AI, you know, they even got fucking AI fucking pictures and videos and shit now, man. You know, the different apps and all types of stuff. But when you go in that word try, in the blue letter, the third definition is parad, and it means to pierce. You know, because this is something that's going to be pierced inside you, man. This is a physical thing. It's not spiritual. You know, this ain't the white woman, you know, quarter-pound cheese sandwich. No, this is the tiny tick that's on the size of a grain of rice, man.
Yeah, because you gotta prove what God you serve. If you really serve him or not. That's what this is. If you down for him for real or not.
Exactly. And see that's the thing with these 2/3 and with these other camps. They want to say the MOTB is everything except what it actually is.
Man, you can't serve two gods.
That's
You
right.
say, you know what I'm saying? You can't worship the Most High and Satan, man. Go ahead, now.
So it say, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. So there you go, man. You have to endure to the end, man. This is what we're preparing for, man. These different light afflictions we go through on our day-to-day walk, it's to prepare us for that ultimate test, which is the, our temptation, man. You know, so you have to stay. You got to stay down, hey, so the Lord can rise you up, man. You receive the salvation, but the elect is going to receive victory for not taking this kind of test, you know, and bowing down to the system, man. You know, so that's what we out here for, though, to wake up the elect, you know, and so the Lord put that seal upon the elect to overcome Satan, man. You know.
Stay strong and stay on your watch, man. Okay? And with that, we're going to close on that. All right? We're going to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH.
Joe Ron, Apostle Ellis Great Millstone. Let's go out the elect sisters and the Israelite foreigners. Okay? With that, we're going to say a Bible ball.
Bible
All right?
ball.
Bible ball.
Come on,
Brother.
what I can come out.